Look, I have no issue with people making money, and I think that the pitchforks from the community raise up too early because everyone's always about the conspiracy theories on YouTube when it comes to sponsors and advertisers and stuff like this. But when you're literally just capitalizing off the death of Etika or someone else who passed away, and it's just for profit and nothing else, that's just disgusting. And this is unacceptable. Let's get into it. Skip it up and that up. So Etika was a really nice guy. He was a fan of mine. We DM'd on Twitter. He was a major gaming streamer, and he probably would have been at like 10 million subscribers by now if he was still alive. But sadly, back in June of 2019, Etika took his own life. Now, there was a bunch of signs before. A lot of people were hoping that it was just a publicity stunt, that he was going through all these motions and all the different things that happened. You remember there's the thing where he was inside of his apartment and the cops were outside and he was freaking out. You know, yeah, I mean, it didn't look good. And I thought the same thing. I'm like, I hope it's all a publicity stunt because this does not look like it's going to end well. And it didn't. And sadly, it wasn't. Now, there have been other ways that people have tried to commemorate Etika. There have been murals put up. There is Etika Twitter accounts that still actively post to his day highlights from his streams and pictures from him because he was a big part of the community. It shows how much of an impact he had. There's a lot of times, you know, someone will either quit YouTube or sadly pass away. And yes, of course, people show their respects, but it kind of fizzles away quicker. And it's no ill will on them, but I'm just saying this is what I noticed. With Etika, there's still people talking about him. There's still people that have his logo as their Twitter banner. There's still people that have his logo as their Twitter picture. There's still people to this day that say Joy-Con boys forever. And there's been a lot of other people that have come and gone that I haven't seen that with. So that just shows that he had a huge impact on everybody. I always remember, and it was a really powerful thing. It was shortly before he passed. He left me a message because he was watching me on the big screen. He's like, dude, you lost a bunch of weight. That's great. And that meant a lot to me. That was really cool that he just out of nowhere just said that to me. But of course, because the internet is terrible, people want to make money off of Etika because they know that his name and his brand still means a lot. So why not? Let's just jump on the NFT bandwagon and make Etika NFTs. Now, if you remember a while back, there was a fan of Etika's that was making Etika Joy-Cons. They are going to say Joy-Con boys on them, and Nintendo put a stop to it. Now, you may be thinking, Rich, isn't that making a product for profit? No, they were actually going to give a majority of the money they made to a charity. I think they were really just whatever they kept from the sales of those Joy-Cons, even though Nintendo put a stop to it, it was just towards the manufacturing. This is how it broke down. For each pledge of $65, 25% went to production, while 65% was donated to the JED Foundation, a charity based in America that protects emotional health and prevents suicide for our nation's teens and young adults. Now, if you do math and you add up 65 and 25, that's 90%. So where the other 10% went, maybe they did pocket it, but at least they were putting a large majority of those Joy-Cons that they were making in honor of Etika towards a charity to help with mental health. So credit where credit is due, but they actually got flack for that too. Well, these NFTs that are being made to honor Etika are being made solely for profit, it seems like. This comes from Dexerto.com. I'll read it to you, then we'll discuss. The NFT project Etika Punks was announced via Twitter on January 4th, 2022. While the creators state the project is meant to commemorate Etika's life, the vast majority of replies have been negative. Users are calling the Etika punks disgraceful, gross, and disgusting. Other users are calling for the account and its tweets to be reported for using the likeness of a deceased creator without consent from the person's family. One of the Etika punk NFTs pictures a crudely drawn Amofa in front of a bridge. Users speculate that this is meant to represent the Manhattan Bridge, which Etika was believed to have jumped from, causing his death. Another NFT depicts Etika as a simian species while holding a banana. Many fans call these NFTs racist and disrespectful. Now, if you go to Rarible.com, I'm there right now, where they're selling these NFTs. They say straight up, not officially affiliated with Etika or his family. This is a fan project. And thankfully, well, actually, there is one bid. I wonder if it's the creators of it to make it, but no one's bidding on these. It just shows how much disdain there is for these NFTs. And it's just solely for, there's not a single thing here. There's not a single thing here that is saying that they're not donating towards any charity or anything. They are solely just doing this to make money. It's absolutely disgusting. Now, Etika Punks is affiliated with some group called Antilla HQ. The rabbit hole with this goes weird, and if you click their link, rdrama.net, it brings you to this really weird forum. To me, whenever I hear .net, it raises a red flag. It's like there's really creepy stuff on that forum. The rabbit hole with this is absolutely ridiculous, and the people that are making these NFTs have no credibility, and they're just grifting. They're using a dead YouTuber or content creator's name that they know is still popular to make money, have no affiliation with the family, and everything about them from the root website that they work for is really shady. It's absolutely unbelievable, and luckily the entire community is calling them out on this. Mudahar, what the actual is wrong with you? Which is true. What is wrong with you? You're just making these you have no affiliation with the family. Like, you're not even trying. You're not even saying, oh, a portion of it will go to 10%, 20%. You're just saying, no, we know that we'll sell these NFTs, which doesn't look like you're going to, which makes me happy. But it's Etika. We'll sell them. We'll pocket the money. And that's it. And we're shady. Because they're making you pay with Ethereum, by the way. If you go look at their website, they're making you pay with Ethereum. Crypto's not really trackable. Why do you think, dude, it's just so gross. And Games Cage is calling them out too. You're really gross for this one. And everyone's saying to report them. Now, look, I know in the YouTube community, ad placement and how people profit is always put under a microscope. You know, when I have sponsorships, even depending on the video I place them in, people will give you a hard time. And it's not just me, it's the entire community. But this is just shameless. I look at ads like, look, it's YouTube. This is how your content creators make a living. If you don't want to see an ad, you could skip it. You could go in, if it's a baked in ad in a video, you could scrub past the ad on the time bar. This is someone, here is a passed away YouTuber who took his own life. We have nothing to do with the family. We just want to pocket a bunch of cash off the NFT craze. We made poorly made NFTs. That crudely look like Etika, and they thought they were going to make a quick buck. The thing I don't understand NFTs. As someone who is invested in crypto, I will not tell you what crypto I'm invested in because I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. I don't understand, like, I'm doing it on my iPad right now. You could just save these pictures. What the hell is the difference between having the JPEG and having the original? Like, it's not... Like, when you get an antique coin, that is the coin. It's a physical antique coin that is authentic. Okay, I guess what they're saying, oh, Rich, because they make it that the picture is unique, but it's not the goddamn same. You can't take a picture of that coin and go, oh, it's the same thing as having the coin. I don't understand NFTs. I don't understand. And people who are like really NFT bros, like, well, it's like, you know, it's kind of like if you have I saw some guy, it's like if you had the paint bucket that a really famous painter painted the picture with. Like, that still makes no sense. I could still copy this picture and it looks identical, whereas an antique coin that should have value, that is rare, It's not you can't snap a picture and go, oh, it's the same thing as having a coin. Whereas if I copy and paste, it's the same thing. The JPEG is the same thing as the goddamn NFT. I don't understand. I just, as a person who's invested in crypto and who's not that much of a boomer, I don't get it. And many other people don't too. And I think there's a lot of people grifting off NFTs because people won't shut up about them now. And you have soulless grifters who are using the legacy of Etika to make a buck. And I'm so glad they're not. And I'm so glad the entire community is calling them out. You guys know I don't like just jumping and raising my pitchfork instantly, but this is just gross. And the creators of these Etika NFTs should be ashamed of themselves. And I'm glad everyone is calling them out. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one.